Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Just Two Nerds podcast. As always, I'm Phoenix,
I'm Dan.
and we'd like to thank you all for stopping by and nerding out with us. And on today's episode, we are talking Star Wars. That's right, Star Wars,
I don't
and
have a
not
shirt.
just Star Wars. Yeah, he don't have a shirt. But where we talk about news animated TV show Maul Shadow Lord, and honestly, I loved it. I loved it.
It was better than I thought it would be. Yeah, I was expecting. I didn't have high expectations, but I had Clone Wars expectations. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. So today's episode, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna say whether we liked it, we disliked it, which I kind of already admitted I really liked it. But we're gonna critique it. And as you can tell, it's just me and Dan this time. Evan won't
yeah,
be joining us for this one because he didn't watch it and he has it on his huge list of things to maybe eventually watch. So if you're wondering where he's been at, he won't be on us for this one. So it's just going to be the classic duo, the dynamic duo. We're going to be doing this. So with that said
no
and
run
done,
back.
grab some popcorn, grab your soda, grab your beer, grab whatever you're going to drink, and join us as we talk about Maul Shadow Lord. I agree with you on the Clone Wars expectation, honestly.
Yeah. Well, no, because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it was based on Clone Wars. Like, you had to watch a good chunk of Clone Wars to understand the backstory of where all the like betrayal stuff was coming from. So, like, you could watch it by itself. You didn't have to watch Clone Wars to watch Maul. But if you did watch Clone Wars, it made watching Maul that much better.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, especially with the whole syndicate stuff. So, this series is a really short miniseries. If you haven't watched it yet, it's 8 episodes, and it pretty much just is Maul getting back into the criminal underworld since he got kicked out or betrayed, and he's getting his revenge. That's really it's a Maul revenge story with some cops and some kiddos and some Jedi's, and
Yeah.
it's really all it is. And honestly, funny enough, to me, really thinking back on it, this season felt kind of like how Clone Wars the final season was.
Yeah.
First half, it's fine. There's nothing really wrong with it, but the good chunk is like the back half of the season.
Oh no, 100%. Like the better episodes are in the final set of episodes. Like, because that's when massive spoilers, but I'm sure everyone's seen the meme of Vader just hammering his lightsaber down on the poor Jedi. Like, everyone knows Vader shows up, and
Yeah.
again, the way how they portrayed Vader as Jason but with a lightsaber was absolutely amazing, because that's, go back and watch it and visually in your mind put Jason in that position and tell me it's not the same thing.
Oh, it's totally the same thing. He doesn't talk. He just breathes and he just marches forward. He's a straight monster in that final episode.
Yeah, like
The,
he's 100% a
after
monster.
yeah, and this is only like I think this series is supposedly like maybe a year or two, maybe three after Revenge, so it's still very early Vader stuff.
Yeah,
At this point, just give me a freaking Vader series from episode 3 to episode 4. You have comics, you have just make shit up at this point. Like you just know he's a menace to society during those 20 years.
I feel like the way how they're kind of doing it now is a little, it's kind of that storytelling of the boogeyman, because you don't get the full story. You get bits and pieces, shock value of like, yeah, when he was here, he did all of this, and you saw just only small glimpses of it. But it's like, yeah, when you did see him, holy crap, did you see him? And he's like, well, why don't we know the other stories? Well, that's because no one was alive to tell you that story.
Yeah, yeah. No, the Vader in this one, shows you why he became like how he's this boogeyman-esque character. And then when you remember those clips from Rebels, and you have Kanan, he's talking to Ezra, because apparently, I mean, not everyone in the galaxy knows Vader, even though he's basically the figurehead of the Empire, basically. And the scene with Kanan in Rebels, he's like, "No, we don't fight that. We run from that." Like, this was just a small little snippet of where that whole mentality of just run, just run, just run, unless you're Maul, and then you're like, I think I'm gonna fight him a little bit.
And then the other thing was like watching Maul slowly figure it out. Like, holy shit, Palpatine did it. Oh my God, he did it. He's like, okay. I got to do it myself. That's it. I got to do it myself. The only way to combat this fire is with more fire. I have to do it myself.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, what I liked about that scene was too is like he never openly states that he's like, "Oh, I know who you are. I figured it out. My master's plan actually worked." Like, he never says it, which I think was a really good idea for him not to openly admit it. Because if you did watch the Clone Wars, this is one of those moments that makes sense if you watch the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars in the final season, spoilers if you haven't watched it. But when Maul and Ahsoka are fighting, I know at this point, when Maul and Ahsoka are fighting, Maul's telling her what Sidious is doing, what he has plans for Anakin, what he's gonna do. And then and Maul is a former Sith Lord, so he knows what it feels like to be an actual Sith Lord. Not just someone who uses dark side, an actual Sith Lord. So he's feeling it. He's like, I know what that is. That's what I was. Oh my God. He did it. He did it. Though it kind of throws him off because obviously he knew what Anakin looked like, and that's clearly not what Anakin looked like. But he's like, oh my God. Oh my God, he did it. He actually did it. Like, I was so glad that he didn't say anything. You just see the realization in his eyes.
No, he does say something, but he doesn't exclaim. He's just under his breath. He's like, no. Because he's just like, oh, because the moment of realization is like, oh God, how did he actually got away with it? He actually got away with it. And also,
that's one of those moments.
While we're in the air of talking about his apprentice, no, Devin is not gonna become Darth Talon. Before this goes any further, I'm stopping that right here. Devin is not Darth Talon. I don't think Disney is going to make a family-friendly show introduce a character of the caliber of Darth Talon from this show. I don't think it's going to happen this way. It's like, maybe this is the key of the origin. Maybe Devin will eventually become Darth Talon, but that's not happening in this series.
No. If this series gets a second season, which I think they should, because Maul is just good content. I wish I'd have grabbed it before I sat down. But for anyone who thinks that, I'm not just bandwagoning Maul. Like, I watched episode 1 when it came out, and on my birthday cake following episode 1, I had a Darth Maul figure on the cake because he was so cool. I'll send you a picture, or I'll show you afterwards. It's up there somewhere in my mess that I have yet to fix, as my room's still chaos. But yeah, Maul setting up this villain, or his trying to get to his apprentice. Yeah, this is not gonna. If she is the route they're gonna choose to make her become Darth Talon from the Legends comics, it ain't gonna be in this season or next season. No. It might be she might start kind of slowly getting there over the course of like maybe season 2, then maybe going to season 3. We may finally get to that, but that would also. I mean, have you heard the rumors that Disney may be doing things to slowly somewhat decanonize the sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
Have you heard those rumors?
I've heard that too. But the other reason why I don't believe that's going to happen is because for 2 reasons. One, the captain doesn't show. We don't see the captain die, right?
No. No.
They don't show the captain's death. That's one. And two, why would they show the captain viewing Maul force pushing? I keep forgetting the Jedi's name, but force pushing him
Yeah.
into Vader. Why would they put that scene in deliberately for, and then
to kill
just to
him.
have him die at the end of the episode? Like
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
That was intentional. That didn't feel like an animation error or
No.
something. That felt intentional that he saw it happen.
And in my mind, I think
Now,
I think Devin he's going to work with the Empire to try to get to Devin to tell Devin he pushed your master into this. He caused the pain and suffering that brought you down this path. And maybe they cause it a turn and she goes up against Maul and has to fight Maul. Who knows? Where it goes, who knows? But they wouldn't put those two scenes in and not have them have that's a hanging fruit, and you wouldn't just do that at the end of a season if that wasn't important in some way, shape, or form.
yeah, that's too important of a plot point. I'm not, and I don't remember who directed or was in charge of this. I'm sure Dave Filoni had some level of input on it, and Sam Witwer was clearly had a lot of input as well. There's no way these guys would have deliberately showed that scene just to go, yeah, we're not gonna make use of it later on. It's clearly. I mean, you could go throughout. Oh, we think this guy's gonna survive because he saw it and then he died. That's definitely a twist that most time storytelling you're not gonna see. But I think it's too important of a scene. I think I think the cop's gonna manage to survive. We'll see him probably in season 2 or maybe towards the end of season 2, and it'll be revealed to Devin that it was actually Maul that pushed her master into getting full on. Granted, Maul didn't push him in and he died there. He just pushed him in
and ran
Vader
away.
Then just went to beat the shit out of him and then ran away. So he could have maybe ran himself, but yeah, that's going to get brought up. I agree.
Look,
that's going to get brought up.
Maul definitely could have helped, but he also saw that. Oh, Maul knew that there's no way I can take this guy, or we're taking this guy. So my only option is sacrifice. And unfortunately, if it's me or you, I'm choosing me. Force push, I'm out of here.
Yeah, nah. I mean, that whole fight brought up so much of the people arguing. Well, Maul would beat Vader. This fight should have told you that Maul wouldn't beat Vader. And Sam, who probably knows Maul better than anyone else, is openly like, no, he's agile. That's how he fights. Vader is just like a force of nature, of brute power.
Yeah.
And he's like, watch it again, watch the fight. They're fighting right in the beginning. He's deflecting all 3 lightsabers like it's nothing, and then immediately goes and hits Maul right in his leg to bust him. Vader's intelligent. I don't know why y'all act like Vader's some just dumb that can't fight. He knows how to fight.
Calculated.
He's calculated. He took out Maul's legs, and that's what he would do in any fight. Maul would have to constantly keep his legs protected if he's going to ever have a chance against Vader. Because once those are gone, Maul loses so much of that.
And then, not to mention,
that he uses.
This is also the same Vader that was trained by the same master. So if he has any information on Vader or on Maul at all, who would know about his survival and his weak points and the fact that he got chopped in half? Only certain people would know that information enough to delve okay, yeah, this is bad. And then again, which leads into Maul's panic as if he made another one, that means he knows how to beat me, essentially, because he knows this creature or this person, whoever he is, has no more will. They're broken completely. They're they're done. And nothing in the world is going to change them. Now, eventually, years and years later down the line, it does get changed, but that's after God knows how many years of just complete murder across the galaxy.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if the books or the stories are considered canon or not, but there are stories of when Anakin was once Obi-Wan took him on, he was becoming Padawan. He took a lot of those accounts from Obi-Wan and training sessions with Obi-Wan and took the training dummies to learn how to fight against Maul because he's like, well, if my master can do it, I can do it. I'm a better
Yeah,
fighter. So he trained against basically a carbon copy of Maul that Obi-Wan explained to him and to the Jedi. And all this is in recordings, and they programmed it into droids and stuff. Like, he knows Maul. Maul's obviously
exactly.
more, experienced by the time this season happens, but he knows Maul.
Like, and
Vader didn't lose
anyone,
his brain.
yeah.
He lost some limb, but he didn't lose his brain.
And again, I also believe that they had to kill the Jedi in order to like push, because don't get me wrong, the guy was cool. He was basically the Yoda of this series in a way,
Oh
because he
yeah,
fought
yeah,
exactly like Yoda in my eyes. He was just a little bit taller. But essentially they had to kill him because she would naturally, I don't think she would have gone with him if he was still alive. Like if the master would have still been alive, she wasn't gonna keep going with Maul. And Maul knew
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So Maul took his one opportunity and was just like, I can knock out two birds with one stone here, get my own apprentice, and try to train her to beat Vader because she has the same or a rage potential inside her. Almost, I'm not going to say it's almost to Vader, but he sees something inside of her.
Yeah, yeah, he does. He sees potential in her
Yeah,
because this whole season was basically her teetering, and she's like, you know what, Maul's he's kind of onto something, Master, but then she's not willing to fully turn away from the guy that basically helped raise her. And clearly, this is one of the Jedi that isn't solely blinded by their own self corruption that
yeah,
the Jedi had fallen into, but he's still not opening up to the fact the world and the universe has changed against him. So he's still holding on to some of those old values. And Devin's like, yeah, Master, where things have changed. Like we can't just keep going full Jedi on that. We may have to think a little creatively. So you saw her teetering all season, and yeah, at the end, Maul was
yeah,
like, I can't. It's clear I'm not going to be able to pull her to my side completely if he's still around.
yeah.
And
And
that was definitely deliberate. And he remove Vader, even if what was it, Master Docky. I finally just remember
yeah,
his fucking name.
Docu. Thank you,
Um,
Jesus.
Docky. had he survived and moved into season two, Maul would have killed him in season two.
Oh yeah,
Like that, Docky was going to have to die. He was either going to die some other way, or he was going to die by Maul's hands directly. It's going to be a set.
and
It was the setup, yeah.
this was my one issue with the story with Devin. Again, don't get me wrong. I like Devin as a character. I like the progression. I like where this is going. I just wish that it wasn't another you survived the execute order 66 Jedi. Like, why did it have to be another Jedi that survived the order? Why can it be a kid that was just extremely high in midichlorians? Like, those kids still exist. That still can happen
Yeah.
in the galaxy. It's not like it's a random occurrence. I just don't understand why it had to be someone who already had like a Jedi master. Because I think the story would still work the same way if it was a kid that was abandoned. Because he's like, look, the Jedi overlooked you. The Jedi completely skipped you as a person. They didn't even recognize you enough to bring you to their school. Like there's a whole story and anger line that can be pulled from that would arguably, I'm not saying it would, but it'd bring more fire into it because being overlooked versus having your master potentially put in a bad situation to be killed would be arguably a worse situation. Because think he could have been a great Jedi, but they completely overshadowed him because they didn't think he wasn't strong enough.
Yeah. They've seemed to be doing that a lot from the time we got episode 3, which was implied that basically very few survived Obi-Wan, Yoda, and I mean, of course, when they add some of the Vader comics later, a couple of ones that he goes afterwards, which, of course, him creating the Inquisitors implies that more survived. But it does
Yeah,
seem like with every new series or game, they slowly introduce more Jedi that survive. And it's fine. I understand there's a lot more than just what was on the Council and in Coruscant, but it does feel like
yeah.
with every new addition to the lore, whether again games or books or TV shows or movies, it's like here's another Jedi, here's another Jedi. It's like did Order 66 only clearly got rid of the main council in Coruscant at this point? Like it did
Like,
nothing else.
like holy shit, you guys did a terrible job of doing Execute Order 66. Because for some reason, where do you all keep fucking coming from? There's always a Jedi and a Padawan. Where the fuck do you
Yeah.
all keep coming from? Did any of you do your jobs, or did you all just kill the big top guys? He's like, all right, guys, call it a day. We're going home. Let's all go for pizza.
Yeah, no, that at this point, that's exactly what it felt like. They execute Order 66 was kill the main council, we'll deal with Coruscant, and whatever happens, we'll deal with it fucking later. like,
Because I was
like I like Cal Kestis from the video games, but he's again another Jedi that ended up getting added to the lore that survived. Granted, it's been a minute since I played the games. But I do think him and his master were on Coruscant when the shit went down, so it makes a little more sense
yeah.
that at least he was in the realm of clearly where the targeted attacks were. but Daki and Devin are brand new Jedi's added to the lore for this. And I do
And
like
again,
your idea that
no, go on.
I like your idea that it could have just been a kid who had force sensitivity, which would, I think, keep the world expanded, because that's one of the things that I will say that I liked about the ending to, I think it was episode 8, where they're flying away and you see the kid move the broom with
Yeah.
his hand. Even though I have my own issues with episode 8, that showed that like, he's just a random kid on a random planet and he's force sensitive. The force is supposed to be this entity that exists across the universe, so more people should be in tune to it. Or that's how
Yes.
Jedi find their Jedi. So Devin could have been this random kid on this planet that is force sensitive, has had a rough upbringing, that is, you know, she's got anger because of this. And Daki could have just been a Jedi that happened to be there. And there's that, they clearly wanted this eternal struggle of, will she go dark? Will she go good? And
Yeah.
instead of making her the apprentice to Daki, Daki just could have been a Jedi that escaped, went to this planet to hide, came across Devin himself, and they're both trying to basically teeter-totter her back and forth.
Or you
That would have been
just
more
not
entertaining,
even,
interesting to me.
or not even just have the Jedi. Just make it completely roll in, just
That
lean
too.
into the whole series is like he's making a darker he's trying to make an apprentice. And they get caught, they get wind of him because he's a lightsaber user. Like again, the whole first episode. You can shoot the whole first episode, remove the Jedi, and it will play out the exact same way. A kid stealing fruit gets caught in jail. They run into her. Like you can remove all the Jedi parts of the story, and it still works the exact same way.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You could remove
Like
every aspect of the Jedi. Because he
like
was searching for her anyway.
yeah, it's
He,
not
he
like
felt
he
her in the Force.
wasn't. He again, force sensitive.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying that pulling from the Jedi and having another person who escaped the order wouldn't, like, we're not kids anymore. You don't have to tell us every person that uses the Force is from the Jedi order, and we know that there's people that can use the Force that aren't Jedi yet. They have to be found in order to be brought to the temple so they can train. Like they have to be found. So why can't they just be fucking found?
At this point, I think they need to stop introducing more Jedi, and if they're going to go with the route of finding force sensitive individuals. Ezra was one of those. Ezra was a kid that just happened to be force sensitive, and I do like that about Rebels. He was just a force sensitive kid that a Padawan that survived came across, and he's becoming a really competent Jedi. Yeah, in hindsight, that was a really good idea.
There's no saying that it can't happen. Like, we know what is and isn't in the realm of possibility of Star Wars by now. We've had the IP for over years and years now. There's people have dug in and out. Yeah, they've dug in and out of this IP more than a freaking coroner goes through a body after an autopsy. Like, they know the ins and outs of Star Wars. We know that it can happen. It can happen.
Oh, yeah. And it should start happening more with the series. As they introduce more and more series, like even like with Andor being something completely irrelevant to the Force. Pure politics, pure Rebel Alliance. Like, you got Disney and at least Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, I guess in this case Sam Witwer's getting a little bit more. They're willing to do stories that aren't solely focused on what we know. So start playing into that more. Oh, we want to introduce another force sensitive individual. So just introduce them. They don't need to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
At this point, moving forward, season 2 of Maul, new show, stop introducing more Jedi that survived and just start introducing more force sensitive people like Ezra.
Or
Ezra became a fan favorite, and he was an introduced character.
Yeah. Like, another idea I had was, if you were to do a background story, like, they could do a series about the Inquisitors, and each episode about a different Inquisitor, and, hey, make some of them not from the Jedi. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they have those
after them. What?
I was saying, like, they have those the Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi stuff, where they kind of go into different aspects. They could probably do us more of that. Granted, all the Inquisitors are pretty much former Jedi, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, they can introduce new characters to Star Wars, new stories of characters that find the Force, and they get connected to different strands of the Force. I'm not saying, go out there and rewrite the whole Star Wars script, but they could have done that with the first 3, the new movies that they tried to come out with. They didn't have to tie her to Skywalker. Like, they didn't have to do any of or Palpatine. They could have just made her own Force developed person, but they decided to link it because they think we're all children and we can't figure this shit out now.
Yeah. I that was one of the things that from episode 7 to 8 that I actually praised, how 7 never implied she was anything, and we had these theories, and then 8 fully committed to, like, okay, well, this is clearly the direction JJ wanted to go. She's a nobody, so I'm just going to commit to it more. I actually appreciate that decision from Ron Johnson. No, she's literally just a random person who had Force sensitivity. But then Disney and JJ was like, no, we got to make her, like, that's where y'all fucked up on that one. I have enough issues with writing and other stuff in the legacy. Yeah, we don't have to keep tying people to the shit.
We're adults.
We don't have to keep. I know we have kids and their kids getting into it, but I know George Lucas said that, this whole story is like for kids. George, there's so much nuance in the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy that I, as a kid growing up with the prequel trilogy, I'm like, I don't understand half the shit that's being said right now. I didn't get the shit you put in your own movie, other than the good guys and the bad guys. You mean to tell me this shit's for fucking kids? No, it's not. It's for kids to watch and be entertained by the Jedi, the Sith, and then for, like, teenagers and up to, like, okay, I kind of understand the political, the mind games, the moving the chess pieces. Kids don't. Like, you got to understand, part of your audience is adults, and a lot of these adults have been watching along since the 70s. New content's added. we kind of want to see the universe of Star Wars expanded. We want to see you reach out, find different paths to take these stories. We don't stop banking on survivors of the Order, former Padawans turned like.
However,
start being creative.
I will say this: they can always bank on having banger lightsaber fights to distract you for half the shit that's going on, because mind you, it's been a while since I've seen a good animated lightsaber battle, and Maul has a ton. Like I think every episode has some awesome lightsaber battle. Like it's amazing. Like I think the one episode, the one where they had the saber clash, where it was Maul, the Inquisitors, Devin, and Daki. Because like their
like
two are blocking at
area.
Yeah, their two are blocking the blades from the bottom perspective. Maul's blocking the two from the top. And I'm like, dude, this is just fucking. This is art. This should be a background. Like this is a background image for someone's computer. I can see it as a mural on a wall somewhere. Like this shit is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, and I know we haven't really spoken much on the first half of this season, but to be fair, the first couple episodes were really just the setup to get the Empire on the planet. The other, Merrick and I think it's Crow. I think that's the name of the other Inquisitor.
Crow.
Just to get them there, and then everything once they arrive, it's just that's the better half of this part of this show. It's like everything once the Inquisitors get there, it gets full throttle, and it's so much more entertaining. And I don't, it's not like the first 3 episodes were bad. It's just a slow build up, and here's your cop character. Like, it's the most boring of the season now.
The show would have felt so extreme if the Empire had showed up by episode 3.
Yeah, and I think if we just spent more time just having Maul, focused on Maul doing what he was doing, and then spending less time with the cops. I know you're trying to build some type of relationship with the main cop character and then Everly, his son. What does this show about Darth Maul getting his revenge and looking for his apprentice? Did I have to spend more episode time with the cop and his son? No, I really didn't. Could have just had him honestly be a part of the background, majority of it. I don't think we really need a lot of his. He could have just been a cop that never got drug into the shit.
Character. Yeah,
I did like Two Boots. Yeah, but see, like you could have just had all those scenes there with him.
Yeah, it's kind of like
you could still have him.
It's like when you're watching monster movies and they keep cutting to the humans. It's just like, okay, yeah, I guess you want to have a human story, but the monsters are literally fighting, and you're cutting away from that to watch the humans run away. I don't care if they live or die right now. First of all, they're too close to the fight. If they want to be that close to the fight, they got to live with the possibility of dying. That's on them. Don't cut to them mid-fight. I don't care.
Exactly. I'm not here to watch these people talk about their feelings. I'm here to watch Godzilla, you know.
Exactly.
Unless your character writing for these people is really good, I'm not here for them. And to be completely honest, I would have cared to spend more time watching Maul scheming, set up these plots to get back at all these different crime bosses for portraying him. That was so much more interesting to me. Him scheming like, well, we're gonna kill this one, but we're gonna keep this one and have him do this, and we're gonna move him around like this, and the trickery of this. That was so much more interesting. And you could just have the cops constantly like, what is going on our planet? They're getting these images. They're trying to ambush these crime lords. You can get him drug in through this, but I didn't need to really spend time with him. I wanted to see more stuff with Maul.
The first couple of episodes just felt like space NCIS with lightsabers.
Yes, with lightsabers. And not even... And I didn't get my Who music playing in the background, so I'm like... I don't care. Give me back to Maul. I want to see him scheming. I want to see him taking out these other crime bosses. You know, I want to see it. I don't care.
It's like I want to see lightsabers. I get it. The cops have to be a part of this because of all the crime and shit in the city. What I don't need is for the 50th time, the cops telling me about, hey, we really should call the Empire. Episode 2. Hey, you really should get the Empire on the horn. You know, it's getting really bad. I got this, all right? It's under control. Episode 4. Yeah, you really should call the Empire. It's starting to get out of hand. Your robot won't leave me alone about the Empire. I got this, all right? Episode 5. Hey, so we're probably going to get the Empire down here. It's like, oh my God, if you mention the fucking Empire, we know they have to come. It's part of the fucking show. Stop telling me about it. I get it.
Yes.
The whole cops being involved means that they're going to stall because they don't want to deal with the fucking Empire.
Yeah, 100%. Every episode, I was like, yeah, the Empire's going to get involved because I keep mentioning it. But then it's like, episode 2 has gone by. Then episode 3 goes by. Then episode 4, I'm like, God, just show up at this point. Fuck it. Just fuck it. Just show up at this point. Like, goddamn, just call them Two Boots. Fuck.
Like, the goddamn lightsaber was already an indication that the Empire needed to get involved. All right. What I didn't need was for each time the crime escalated, I didn't need the cops getting more, oh, we should really get the Empire involved. And with the main head chief being like, no, just give me more time. That's all I need is time. And it's like, dog, A, you don't know what you're dealing with. B, for the sake of the show running, yes, they'll give you more time. But please, for the love of Christ, stop showing me you talking about needing more time and the Empire going to show up. Because we know they need to show up. They're the only other people with lightsabers at this point in the goddamn galaxy. They're going to show up.
Yeah, and before I got a chance to watch the show, obviously I got clips of here and there about it. So, fortunately, the Vader reveal was ruined to me. But seeing it, at least the person I saw on TikTok that was watching it, it was my fault for sticking around.
Good job.
Him showing up was like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have watched it, but it was still cool to see it then. But yeah, as soon as I was like hearing, I was like, oh, the Inquisitors are here. Yeah, no, the Empire is going to be involved with it. I don't know why I needed to wait half a season for the Empire to officially show up. I knew they were going to. The minute you had an Inquisitor show up, the Empire is involved. And the Empire showing up made no real difference because it was still just the Inquisitors.
Didn't change.
Why did we need the Empire to show up? At this point, the Inquisitors are already there.
They brought in a whole ATAC, it was an ATAC, and it didn't fucking matter. Maul chopped it in.
Didn't fucking matter.
He backwards threw his saber at it, all right? He didn't even have to. He no-look J-balled, killed the goddamn walker. Did the Empire showing up do anything? Absolutely fucking not. All it did was piss Vader off and show the Inquisitors that they probably aren't really like that anymore.
Yeah,
because Devin had.
You didn't really need the Empire there.
Oh, I forgot the other one's name. But he had him run like a bitch.
Yeah. The Empire itself being there just put it another obstacle for them to get through, and then the Empire has all these numbers that make it. You still could have accomplished a lot of this with the fucking Inquisitors because they were always on their ass. At no point did they get such a massive separation from, like, they were still slowly catching up to them no matter what. You really did need the fucking Empire.
I also think that Star Wars just has this sick syndrome of anytime there's stormtroopers on the screen, they all have to be maliciously wiped the fuck out.
That too, yeah. I think maybe it's in the writing of the clause. We got to have stormtroopers get wiped out. We got to put them in the show so they can get wiped out.
Literally, 3 of them were just standing still, and Maul was like, "Now's the perfect time to throw my saber and cut all of them in half." Why the fuck? Like, Maul, they weren't doing anything. They literally weren't doing anything. They were distracted. They were completely distracted. They weren't even shooting back. And he's just like, freebie.
They just needed some extra fodder. They're like, we can't have them kill the people of this planet, so we got to throw the Empire and the stormtroopers down there. We got to make up for all
the murder and the senseless murder of the civilians for the senseless murder of these stormtroopers.
Yeah, we can't kill civilians. We can just kill stormtroopers. We can either kill crime syndicate people or stormtroopers. Stormtroopers said, "Fuck all. I didn't need to be there."
No,
Every significant kind of moment of someone like dying was because of the fucking Inquisitors or Vader.
the Inquisitors, Vader, literally anything else.
Yeah.
Again, if it wasn't for
first half
the
of the season
amazing lightsaber battles, like the lightsaber battles, I'm not saying that it carried the show, but the lightsaber battles were a hard strong point. The show itself was carried by Maul. Maul, everything about Maul was fantastic.
I needed more Maul. Each episode, I was like, I need more Maul.
Like, I'm so glad we're getting a season 2.
Shit. Like, you can adjust the first half to where it's just Maul doing his scheming, attacking all these different crime bosses. The police are seeing this because their crime bosses are getting attacked and whatnot. It's just chaos, right? Then they're getting this footage, and you can just you still have Two Boots have this moment where he's like, maybe we need to call this because this guy kind of looks like this wanted criminal. And then I see lightsabers, and this seems like an Empire thing. And then you can have Two Boots maybe put in a call to the Empire at a certain point, and then you just have the Inquisitors show up. Or have Two Boots never call them, say he's going to, but then the Inquisitors show up and they're like, we got this. Because they're part of the Empire. You didn't need the rest of the Empire. They didn't do anything.
Or the Empire could just been doing random scans. Like, the Empire go planet to planet very often.
Yeah, or just the story where the Empire goes through planet to planet, just like routine checkups. This is another planet that they do a routine sweep through. Just even if it's a planet that they're not owning, they're just doing it, you know?
Or even double down, freaking Palpatine knows where Maul likes to hang out. Like, he knows where Maul used to run his business at. Like, if anyone would know more about Maul, wouldn't it not be Palpatine? Because by this point, he's already taken over.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of decisions made in that first half that really weren't necessary. I think more time should have been spent with Maul scheming. I think too much time was dedicated to the cop and his son. They're fun. They're fine characters. I had no real issue with them, but too much time was spent on them. You really didn't need to involve the Empire. They just clearly put them in there so they could kill people. Yeah. The Inquisitors were fine. They were doing the job. You didn't need the rest of the whole goddamn battalion. They didn't do anything.
It's like when you order waffles and then they add syrup and then they add whipped cream and then they add sprinkles. And it's like, all right, you're starting to do a little bit too much just for waffles now. Dial it back. Let's stick to what is original. Let's stick to the core here. Waffles and syrup.
Yeah, and you could have put my syrup on the side. Damn, why did you have to smother my waffles?
Yeah,
Did Devin being a Jedi survivor? Nope. Could have just been a Force-sensitive kid. Yeah. The first half...
I'm not asking you to rewrite the fucking mold here. Just give me the story.
Nah. I know some people like it, but I still think, the first half of Maul was probably better and more engaging than that middle chunk of the season for the final season of Clone Wars with the Martinez sisters.
Yeah.
I still think, stuff with the cop and his son and Two Boots was still more entertaining than those two sisters. But it falls in the same category. It make some changes, and those first 4 episodes would have been more entertaining. Like every scene, I was like,
I still would.
Can I go back to Maul? I was like, just go back to Maul. Then when he has Devin captured, I'm like, add some more of that shit. Like, the season was fine, and then it got better.
It was
so much better
for me. It started like a 7.5, and then it swiftly got to a 9.5 once I was like, holy shit, this is getting. Because after you get to like, I think it's like episode 6, it's just banger, 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 banger. It's like, holy fuck, they just don't stop.
Yeah, once they went on that we've got to leave the city, and they pretty much made it to the sewers on, it was just on point. The
Yeah.
constant attacks from the Inquisitors, every time, like, oh, we got it away, boom, here comes the Inquisitor. Then like, oh, we got it away, boom, and then the Inquisitor, like these guys just kept showing up. It's like they could teleport. And I for once, I'm like, that's kind of, I didn't hate that. I was like, nah, fuck that. Them constantly just showing up when Maul thinks he's got a breakaway was so good.
They showed them force running. I don't think they've ever shown force running ever.
They did force running in episode 1, in the beginning of episode 1 with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
I forgot that. But they showed it, like, I believe that's what the Inquisitors were doing the entire time. Like, that's why there was never a break, because they were constantly force running after them every time.
Oh yeah, they were never so far behind that the leap in logic of how they catch them was never like, oh, that's an error. There was no way. Like, they were always just like a step or two behind. They were never so far behind. And they would always show up at the right time. I'm like, sure, it's a little convenient, but I think it kept that tension there, because every time all of them like, oh, we've made it away. Boom. No, you didn't. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
We're still on your ass. We're not.
We're still here.
It was, yeah. And I love the existential crisis that Maul goes through this season, especially after that first real conflict with the Inquisitors, and he falls down the shaft, and he's remembering getting picked up by Palpatine. He's seeing his reflection. That moment where he's looking in the reflection of the pool, the water, and he sees his younger self, and he goes, I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry to himself. I'm like, Maul has come such a long way. You know, I'm glad he's actually getting genuine story through all of this.
Oh yeah.
Because George Lucas had a plan for him to be a bigger bad in like moving into the sequel era. If he stayed in charge, Maul was going to be like his big bad. Yeah. So Maul was always intended to be a part of the story. Yeah.
He was supposed to be what Vader was.
So like when people bring up like, you know, well, how did Maul survive being cut in half, but you have a problem with Reva? Well, one, Maul was clearly intended to last longer in the series, even including getting cut in half, because George had plans to use him later on in his own sequel trilogy. And two, that's a Sith Lord, a fully realized Sith Lord. Of course, he could use the dark side to survive better.
Vader's legs, arm was cut off. He was burned alive by lava. He was still... Vader is the most injured person, and yet no one questions how Vader is still walking around. And it's like, yeah, he's heavily mechanicalized. So you're telling me that anyone who gets injured, they can just slap a few robot parts on and live? Yeah, that's what we're telling you. I don't know what part of this world convinced you that when they lose a body part, they don't immediately replace that shit with metal. They do it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
The fact that anyone is shocked that Maul came back is crazy.
I think I was shocked when I first saw it, back when I saw the Clone Wars happen. I'm like, well, he hasn't been mentioned since episode 1, and here he is alive, spider-fied. But then when you really get more into it, you're like, I mean, it makes sense. He's a deep-seated Sith Lord. He fully understands how to use the dark side to do mysterious, crazy things. And then you find out that George had actually wanted to use him further on in the story. Like, oh, so he was never really intended to die. He had plans for him. Yeah. So it makes sense that he manages to stick around. That was my only real beef when it came to like when they had, not to bring in the Obi-Wan series, but like, you know, that was people's complaints about Reva. She got stabbed. How did she survive? And she's like, well, she tapped into the dark side. She was a Padawan. She barely knew how to use the good side of the Force. You tell me she got so mad she angered and survived being stabbed? Just not have her stabbed. Just don't stab her. Fuck. Just don't stab her. Don't stab baby
And then
Reva, and there's no problem.
it's so much more cooler too when you think about it. The fact that Maul was like he was going to be Vader, and even with the way how it played out of him still technically dying off in the first episode, I think it plays off better to his character that it went like that, because now he's even seen more as like I've been betrayed. Like it plays more into the revenge thing, because he even says it at the end of the show. He's just like, we will get our revenge, because he still wants his revenge on not just the syndicates that mess with him. He wants the Empire. He wants Palpatine. He wants revenge.
Yeah, and there's so much you can do with that, because he is solely driven by revenge and revenge only. Yeah. Everything he's doing is to make himself better, and then to get revenge on anyone that wronged him. And you know, that moment, the stuff in the sewer where he was reflecting, and he shows like, kids, you know, Sith are not supposed to show like compassion feelings. I know Sith deal with their feelings, but you know, compassion's a weakness technically. Yeah, it was him showing like he's hurt that his brother is gone. He kind of got his brother killed by pulling him into this kind of stuff, you know, and then he's apologizing to himself for walking away when his brother originally told him to stay. Maul's had such great character development since he got reintroduced back into the series. He's become such a good character.
And again, it also plays into why the Jedi decided to work with Maul eventually. Because I feel like deep down, he knew that something in Maul would betray him eventually. But he also sensed something in Maul that was just like, I should help him. No matter what side, where he is now, there's something inside of him that really needs just genuine help. And being the old guard Jedi that he is, he could not help someone out that really needed it.
Yeah. I was seeing that too. It was clearly, wasn't just because his own apprentice was kind of saying like, you know, maybe we should hear him out. I feel like there was a part of Docky that kind of recognized it too. Like, yeah, he's this former Sith Lord. Yeah, he's a bad guy. Yeah, he really can't be trusted. But this is a guy that I can see needs help as well. Like he's not a good guy, but he's not someone so evil that he doesn't deserve some type of help. And you could see it.
He's now, Maul will never go for good. The Empire.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah, he's not an Empire.
No.
He's a former Sith. And I think he says it twice in the show. He's like, I'm no longer a Sith Lord. Because I keep trying to point him. He's like, I'm not a Sith Lord. I'm not a Sith Lord anymore. Yes, he still uses the dark side. Yes, he still wields a red lightsaber. But he's like, I'm not a part of the Sith. Or what you know as the Sith. I'm not a part of that anymore. So I think that was some moments for Docky. He kind of was feeling it.
The way how they try, I think it's weird that they're trying to make it that the red, like they're trying to make the red crystal not ornately evil. Like you get a red crystal not because you chose the dark side, or they're not trying to make the dark side completely dark. Like I think they're trying to make it a neutral ground thing that yes, you can be a part of the dark side, but that doesn't mean you're completely bad
necessarily Sith.
It's like, it's like being on political sides. Like you can be a Democrat, but not completely liberal, and you can be a Republican and not completely, not aristocrat, but conservative. Yeah, you can like. They're trying to make the Force good and bad a grayscale, not a complete black and white. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know originally that was the whole concept with George. He was like, the Force is, you know, the imbalance is the Sith existing. But over the years, it's clearly they're trying to show like you need to kind of showcase a little bit of emotions. The Jedi being so monkish in their mentality corrupted them as well. They were still good, but even they fell into their own corruption. And that's definitely what they're pushing with Luke, where like Luke was more open with it. Use your feelings, trust your feelings. And someone brought that up. I saw someone talking about it with the, because during the Mandalorian, that last season for the Mandalorian, where he made Grogu choose. And they're like, oh, apparently some people thought that him doing that was typical Jedi. And he was like, no. Typical Jedi basically kind of forced them into it. He's like, I know Luke gave him that opening. He was like, I know you have feelings on this. I know you want this, but I know you want this. I'd rather you choose exactly what you really want versus me forcing you to do something you're not into. So him letting Grogu choose is them using the character of Luke to show like, yeah, the Force, Sith are an imbalance, but you trust the feelings. Good, bad, hatred, anger, pain. They're all feelings. You need to be able to let your feelings flow. Otherwise, it's just going to bottle up more, which is the problem with Anakin. So much of his feelings that should have been vented out got bottled up because they were telling him, bottle it up. Whereas Luke, and the Legends comics do this, and Luke was the Jedi that was like, no, feelings are a thing. You have to let feelings out. Pain, hatred, love,
you have to
happiness.
You
have to let it out. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Luke needed to feel that anger against Vader in that moment to step back and go, oh shit. Oh shit. Like he needed to feel that. Because if he bottled it up, it could have got worse. He'd have turned into his dad.
Like I think Devin in the show, because even he points it out to her, is just like, you need to harness your anger. If you want to beat Vader, if you want to beat Vader, you have to harness your anger and completely use it to combat his, because he's not fighting with anything else other than pure rage. You're not going to beat that with anything else than other pure rage.
Yeah. You're going to have to tap into that inner strength of, I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I'm this whole situation's just making it worse. And now Docky is dead. Like the only reason Obi-Wan beat him as the Jedi is because Obi-Wan knew him so well. It wasn't so much because Obi-Wan was good and he was bad. It's because Obi-Wan knew him better than anyone. Like,
they were brothers.
I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, they were brothers. Like, they did everything together. And someone was talking about it on TikTok. I was scrolling through it, and they're like, people underestimate how skilled of a combatant and lightsaber wielder that Anakin was, because it's only in a brief moment in episode 3 when they're watching the playback of what he did, and Anakin's fighting people one-handed while choking out other people, which is basically what he does in the series against Maul, Devin, and Docky. He just starts grabbing people, throwing them, then switching up. Like he's so good at combat. People really downplay this, and that scene in episode 3 with the hologram, he's fighting off Master Jedi one-handed because he's just that good with the saber, and he's tapping into all these feelings. And Maul's saying like, this, you're not gonna beat him by basically playing it safe. He's already too strong, and he's definitely damn good at fighting. And he's not just going to back off. You're going to have to try to match him a little bit here. You can't play it safe with this guy.
And like, I still think at the end of the day, I don't think Devin's going to completely go full out. Like I don't think it's going to happen. Because again, why the fuck would they show the captain seeing Maul force push him into Vader?
Yeah.
Why would you show me that? Don't show me shit like that. And if you want me to believe that Devin's gonna go full villain mode here, and then you show me a scene like that and just like, nope, that's a red herring. You're trying to get me to believe something, or you're trying to get me to think that something isn't gonna happen in the future. It's like, no, I'm noticing this. It's like I had to watch that second episode twice because I thought I was tripping. The first time I saw it, I was just like, wait, Why would they want me to believe that the captain is dead, but then they show him standing off in the distance as the Vader and Daki fight is happening? Why would you do that?
Yeah, it was very intentional. I can see the path that this series continues. Devin's definitely going to probably for a time tap into what is deemed the dark side, her rage, her anger, and she's gonna. I don't know if I'd really say it fall, but she's gonna stray away from what the light side taught her.
I
And
think they
whatnot.
should just
Eventually,
call it the. I think it's just call it the gray side. Fuck it.
I mean, they're definitely trying to seem to push that, and I like the idea of, not so much at calling it the gray side or even like gray Jedi. It's kind of finding that middle ground the way like Ahsoka did. You know, because Ahsoka,
yeah,
her whole blades are like they're purified. They're not blue or green or purple. They're red. They're purely purified, which I think it's implied that she actually purified a red crystal through that. But she's someone who definitely stays more towards the light, but she's not afraid to embrace the fact that she's going to get mad. She's going to get angry. She's going to get enraged.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to feel the frustration. She's going to fall into those feelings that is going to, but she's learned to deal with them in a proper way. So she's not losing herself to what would be deemed rage that leads to being a Sith or stuff like. She's learned how to tap into those feelings that were deemed negative in a good way, in a proper way.
She's Anakin's Padawan. If anyone who was going to teach her emotional control, it would be the most guy, the only freaking guy who dealt with emotion in the entire galaxy for years on out. The only fucker.
The only one that definitely fed off of his emotions all the time, even though he was completely out of whack with his emotions. He at least was like, nope, I'm pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm pissed. We're dealing with this shit right now. Because those episodes in Clone Wars where he's on that slave planet, he's losing his mind.
Dog.
You remember those episodes with the slavers? Oh, he's
losing it.
He's pissed.
He's losing it.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking
they're
of
trying
his
to tell him
mom,
to play nice.
He's just like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. And see, that was the problem with Anakin. His feelings were there, which is normal. He just didn't know how to properly process these emotions. It was all in with him. It was 100% or nothing with that guy.
It was so bad.
Whereas Ahsoka clearly learned after she left the Order, and then she had to deal with finding out about Vader and the Rebels, which, her TV shows after Rebels. Anyway, Ahsoka's learned, like, I have emotions. I'm going to deal with these emotions. I'm going to have these emotions. You have to learn how to deal with them properly. And I think at some point, maybe we may see Ahsoka and Maul, which I think would be good because they definitely have a rivalry going on.
I think they will.
Her possibly being the one, her possibly being the one to kind of show Devin a path that works best for her might be a cool route to go. Because Devin clearly is dealing with, she's mad about stuff. But her master's like, we just got to let things be as they be. She's clearly not in that headspace. She's mad. She's upset.
Devin's
broken.
Pissed.
Devin's pissed. Not just because of her master's death. Like, she's pissed before. So I think, season 2 or even season 3, if they get there, Ahsoka never being the one that kind of finds Devin and kind of shows her this path that she can take. Like, look, you can still be what represents what you feel is a good person and what the Jedi was so fun. But you can also deal with these emotions. You can have these emotions. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to bottle them up. You don't have to suppress them.
Like, I would be totally, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, because that was the indication they're using with Ahsoka. She's someone that is utilizing and accepting of her emotions and not trying to bottle them up. That's something they're showing with Luke, which is the Legends comics show this, and that's kind of what he did with Grogu. Don't bottle and suppress your feelings. Let it out. Trust what you really want. if you don't want this, don't just choose this because you should choose, because someone tells you. Choose it because you really want it. Because that was a good scene in hindsight when I listened to when I listened to that clip, was like, yeah, if Grogu would have been forced to take the lightsaber, he could have developed the same way Anakin did. He's pissed that he got forced to do something he didn't want to do. And so Grogu having that choice and choosing what he truly wanted was the right path. And can't make a kid eat. You can try, but
really you can't. Force that shit. Slowly. Yeah.
And I think we're going to see Ahsoka. If they only do 2 seasons, we'll definitely see her next season. Yeah. So I think, I think we'll end up seeing Ahsoka next season if they only do 2 seasons. If they go 3 seasons, she's definitely going to show up at some point. And I think she's going to be the one to help Devin find a path that works for her. Because even Maul's still more Sith than what Ahsoka is. Because Ahsoka's definitely more good than Sith. Maul's definitely more Sith.
Yeah.
But he's not as deep as Sidious and Vader is at this point. Maul's kind of, again, Maul, he was crying. He was looking at it. He was kind of like apologizing to himself.
Like he's on the doorstep.
Yeah.
He's on the doorstep, but he's noticing that he has to take care of himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is something a true Sith isn't going to do. They're going to keep feeding into that pain of being pissed off. Vader, Maul's apologizing to himself. He's being a little more considerate of people he works with, or at least that work with him. He was upset, not like super upset, but like when his what's her name, Rook, when she ran off in the forest, and then remember she's like, there's something out there, and then she gets yanked back. He goes, like he was like concerned, and then did you hear that? That's how she wanted her character to go out. Did you see those interviews?
Yeah.
With the voice actress? Yeah, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
It's crazy.
The voice actress for Rook and Maul, they asked her, hey, how do you want your character to die? And she was the one, she was like, it'd be awesome to like have Vader rip out her lungs through her throat. So like that squishy, nasty sound you hear when she gets, that's Vader basically force pulling her lungs and shit out of her fucking throat. Gnarliest way to fucking die. That was gnarly. But he was bothered because he's like, oh, she's gone. Oh shit. Oh, damn. Because that was someone that put her faith and trust in him, and he respected that she put her faith and trust in him, and he cared enough about her. He was someone he somewhat cared about.
Absolutely
like,
brutal.
Yeah, Maul inevitably dies, as we know in Rebels. Someone that still leans much more Sith.
Absolutely
but
brutal.
He's definitely not as deep in the Sith side as Vader and Sidious.
Yeah.
The first half of the season was pretty boring and a lot of repetitive bullshit, and won't they call the Empire? Will they, won't they call the Empire? But man, once they really had the Inquisitors start chasing Maul, shit just got so much more entertaining, and it was, I'd say that first half is probably like a 7 for me, and then back half is like 8.5, 9. Like it's just so much more entertaining. I'm not saying I'm someone that's like Star Wars has to be all fighty, it's lightsabers. No, give me good stuff. Give me good lore. Give me good story. I'm just saying, you could fix some shit in those first couple episodes, and it would have been better.
Oh, 100%.
As a whole,
like,
I'd give it.
You didn't even have to change much. Just change a few.
No. Little bitty things. Stop playing will they, won't they with the Empire. You don't actually need them. Make Devin, as you said, a random person instead of a surviving Padawan. Stop spending time with the cop and his son. I don't care. Show me more Maul doing underground bullshit. as a whole, as like a whole season with those two separations, the season's probably like a solid 8.5 for me, because those last episodes were really, really good. And I liked the Inquisitors. I liked their conversations with Maul. They're like, you know, he's over there like, the Emperor doesn't care about you. He goes, well, he doesn't care about you either. Like, those moments were really cool. The Inquisitors had a presence. I really look forward to see what they do with season 2. Yeah. Crow is easily the coolest looking Inquisitor. That is a cool looking Inquisitor.
10 out of 10.
Someone mentioned him.
No notes.
No notes on that design. Absolutely not. Jesus Christ. America's a little basic overall, but Crow is a 10 out of 10 on design. That guy's awesome looking.
Yeah.
I look forward to season 2. I really do. I really like stuff with Maul. They clearly know how to write good stuff with Maul. Sam Witwer knows his character.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get Ahsoka. Oh, no, this season ended up being like an 8 for me. 100%.
Like I said,
kind of a
started at a
first half,
7.5, got to a 9.5.
Yeah. Like, I only bring it down to 8 just to kind of do an average after those 2 ratings. It definitely ended on a much better note for me. Much better. I didn't need Vader to talk. I didn't need...
Vader being...
what they gave us with Vader was great.
With a lightsaber was great.
Yeah. I think the Inquisitors were right how they needed to be. I liked the emotions from Maul. I like where this is heading. I think season 2 is going to be great. Devin's probably not going to be Darth Talon, but we may see Darth Talon. I don't know. Or maybe after Devin, we get Darth Talon. You know, like maybe who knows? You know, when Devin may leave him, but he's like...
Who knows? Maybe it's going to be Darth Talon versus Ahsoka, because Devin eventually becomes Darth Talon and she has to fight Ahsoka. Who knows?
You know, maybe the sequel trilogy is going to get fully retconned out. I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
This was a damn good show. Kind of a rough start, but ended on a high note. Absolutely. I need more Maul. I want more shit with him. And give me a goddamn fucking Vader series, please, for the love of God.
Not going to happen.
I know people say don't do it because then it takes away that presence he has. And I'm like, yeah, but we have Vader comics and they're fucking cool. The Vader comics are so cool. What he just tearing shit apart. I mean, how are you going to get a cool line? Like for those that haven't read it, there's a line in one of the comics where he ends up on a planet. He's surrounded by rebels, and they tell Vader to surrender. He's surrounded. He goes, "All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men." I know we don't have James Earl Jones. With us anymore, but just imagine hearing that line as close as possible.
I mean, they gave him the
permission.
They gave him permission to use AI.
That's true. So we can get as close as we can using AI to hearing James Earl Jones say, all I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. Oh, see, we need a Vader series. But we're getting Maul stuff, so that's good as well. Well, what did you guys think? What did you guys think of Maul Shadow Lord? Did you guys like it? Was it great for you all the way through? Did you agree with some of our takes on the first half? What did you guys think of the Inquisitors? What did you think of Maul? What did you think of Devin? Let us know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. But until next time, everybody. See us.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Phoenix. And we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Later.